Oh, I got you. Appreciate you. 14-0. Fourth quarter. I mean, at least we got a stop here and a chance to get the goose egg off the scoreboard. Let's go ahead and let's get started. We have a lot to talk about today. First of all, as I was saying when I was muted, Arch Manning, a little bit of an up and down debut. He's had some flashes, but clear that the playbook is not quite opened up to the guy yet. Not quite opened up to the guy at this point. We have a tough environment, but really no excuse to be dinking and dunking all game. I feel like it's a big reason why the Horns are in this spot right now. Don't quite trust Arch yet, and extremely conservative play calling. Texas has got to figure out the goal line issues. Last year, I think we all remember how last season ended with the inability to punch it in at the goal line against this same Ohio State team. And now you're seeing something similar here. 4 minutes left, wide open, but I think this one is going to get called back. During the game, by the way, we will do our best to bring you the good live by trying to say, timeout Ohio State. I was like, what's going on? Good live play-by-play and color commentary, and then we will definitely take your guys' comments along the way. Very similar to our Rangers shows that we do. We'll definitely make sure that we check comments here and there, but post-game, we will definitely be hitting up the chat, seeing what y'all have to say about this one. If I missed something, please repost. Absolutely want to make sure I get to everything of substance. Appreciate all of y'all and the support that you give the channel. Share the live with somebody. Drop a comment. Hit that like button a couple of times if you're on TikTok. Like the live if you're on YouTube. Let's continue to get it out to more and more football fans, Longhorns fans, and keep growing this good group of people we got talking ball. College football, to be exact, now that it is upon us. It feels good. Wish that I could be feeling a little bit better about my Horns after this game, but we're going to break it down, talk about it a little bit. And here's the snap on first down. Arch fires down the middle of the field. He's got a receiver. And we're in business here. Wingo, got to get him involved a lot more. Have to get Wingo involved a lot more, man. I think there's one thing you take away from this offense. You got to get the ball in his hands. Arch throws it out to the flats. Out of bounds. Horns in Ohio State territory, deep, driving, trying to make this a 14-7 ball game. Defense could get a stop here. I mean, the defense could definitely get a stop here if the Horns are able to score. Arch, little sidearm throw, didn't have anything there. 3rd and 5, upcoming. Defense has actually played really well today. I don't think that there is a lot of complaining you can do about the defense. They have really showed up. I mean, look, you are not going to be perfect playing on the road, only giving up 14 points to Ohio State. I mean, some game left. I think you have to look at that as impressive. Snap up coming here. Looks like Horns are going to get backed up. This young offensive line has had some false start penalties today that have really backed up the Horns at bad times. And here's another one. It's going to be 3rd and 10. This is a pretty brand new offensive line. An often cited offensive line in the offseason too, right? A lot of people were talking about this O-line. A lot of people were talking about how they would be a little bit out of sync. And so far, correct. I think by and large, as the season goes, you're going to see them look a lot better. Tough place to play in the shoe for your very first game. Some of these guys, that is the case. Here's the snap, 3rd and 10. Arch, plenty of time. Delivers. He's going deep to the end zone. And he's going to get a touchdown here. Horns get on the board. Parker Livingstone almost had him in the last series, and a couple series ago, actually. And he hits Livingstone for the touchdown. Horns are going to make it a 14-7 ball game pending the PAT. We got ourselves a game. One-on-one battle, and Livingstone wins it. Beautiful throw by Arch. Look, he's looked up and down today, but Arch has had some very, very nice passes. Even the pass to Livingstone that he missed a couple of drives ago was right in the hands. I mean, it was great defense, but he has dropped a couple of dimes, man. A couple of drops right in the bucket And the Horns 14-6. PAT incoming here. 3:28 left in the ball game. Horns have 2 timeouts. This defense can get a stop. This defense can get a stop. We shall see what the last 3.5 minutes has in store for us. Great catch, man. Outstanding catch. We keep on rolling, y'all. Phew. Hey, by the way, just out of curiosity, are y'all able to hear the ads? Do the ads come over on the screen? I'm trying to see if ESPN can be trustworthy. Do you guys actually hear the advertisements on YouTube and X? You guys let me know. Appreciate all you guys hanging out. We'll see if we can finish this one. Sure would be nice to get it to 14-14, play a little free football. It's going to take a big stop by this defense. Oh, they're doing a little review of the catch. Is that what's going on? Little review of the catch here. Doesn't look like. Let's see. Here's a better angle. Looks like the hand is underneath the entire time. I don't think they can overturn that. Looks like the hand is underneath pretty much the entire time on this one. Loose ball, but the hand underneath the entire time. I don't think they end up overturning. I just don't see how you overturn that one, man. It's hand under the football the entire time. A lot different than the interception that got overturned where the ball is clearly touching the ground. This one's hands underneath the football. I feel like you got to let this one stand. Long review, but a big play. Absolutely a big play. Should be a touchdown. No control clearly. Oh, man. I told y'all last night, you get all of the trolls coming in the football lives. You got to love it. What are we watching here? The hands underneath the football. It's too bad if they overturn this. It really is. Upheld touchdown. What? What now? Clearly no control. Clearly no control. Say the trolls. Come on now. What are we doing? What are we doing? Come on. Y'all don't even know. Y'all don't even know. Hand was clearly underneath. Clearly no control. Yeah, right. 14-7. 14-7. I wouldn't say that out loud, my guy. I would not say that out loud. Y'all got to get a couple first downs here to kill this one. I don't know who in their right mind thinks this game's over. Ohio State hadn't done much offensively today. They scored 14 points at home. I cannot sit here and say that the game's over. Clearly, you see what team I got on my chest and on my hat. Take it for what you will, but to act like this game's over, okay. Let's see. Let's see. I don't know about the MLB Network, man. By the way, appreciate you stopping by. I don't pay attention to any of that stuff. I just do MLB TV, and I'll let the rest just figure it out. I got a couple other ways to access, but yeah, I have no clue what MLB Network is doing, man. You have to go check it out. Ohio State about to run this ball down Texas' throat. Maybe. Run game hasn't been crazy good for Ohio State today, so there's a lot of confidence based on not a lot of results. But, hey, speak it into existence. Speak it into existence. San Jose State going to beat y'all next week? Okay. Okay. Oh, let's see. Ohio State is knocking on the door of 100 yards rushing. I mean, look, y'all are averaging 3 yards a carry. I cannot say that I have a lot to point to that Ohio State is just going to dominate this drive rushing. Maybe. We'll see. That's why they got to play the game. It's why they got to play the game. 14-7, 3 minutes and 28 seconds left. Arch Manning to Parker Livingstone for a touchdown. 32 yards. Beautiful ball. And it is 14-7 here. Ohio State only 107 second half yards. Texas has over 200. And I believe on the day has outgained Ohio State. And I don't feel like it is particularly close. Texas sitting at about 300 yards. Ohio State slightly over 200. Look, all that matters are the points on the scoreboard. But Texas has moved the ball today. Just has had issues punching it in. Obviously, the goal line stand, a big difference in this ball game. Just like it was last year in the playoff game. Handoff here, nothing doing. And we have got a 2nd and 10 upcoming here. Wonder how tricky Ryan Day is going to get. You have had a good defensive effort, but at the same time, you don't want to give Texas the ball back. So you feel like they might run it here and see if they can't open it up for a pass on 3rd down. Maybe they do it here on 2nd. Kind of doubt it, but let's see what they decide to do. This is where it gets interesting with the play calling and the coaching. Under 3 minutes. 2nd and 10, Ohio State at their own 25-yard line. Here's the snap. Drop back to pass. I was right. Flushes him out. He's had success here before, and he's going to throw it in the ground. Interesting. I did say to y'all, I wondered if maybe Day would go to the pass on 2nd down. I mean, I feel like you can either take this one of two ways. I think you got to pass it here. You could run it and make Texas maybe burn a timeout. Personally, I don't even know if Texas would bother burning a timeout, even if Ohio State did run the football. I mean, you could wind that all the way down, and you've still got a minute 45 with 2 timeouts, and you're going to get decent field position. Let's see here. Ohio State, 3 for 10 on 3rd down today. Horns have done a nice job stopping them. Let's see what we can get here. Pass. Great open field tackle. Outstanding open field tackle. And there is going to be a 4th down punt here. Littleton, baby. What a textbook open field tackle. That was beautiful. And it's 4th and 5. Yep, they ran it down our throats there. I got to tell y'all. Ohio State really ran it down the Horns' throat there, man. Funny how that worked out. Funny. All right, we got a punt incoming here. They better be careful here. Ohio State did that stupid fake punt in the playoff game. They better be careful here. Better not be taking anything for granted on this punt. Arch going to get one more shot. We'll see what happens. Keep going, keep going. Let's see. Hey, by the way, appreciate all y'all hanging out on YouTube and on X. Thank you so much. We got a bunch of people hanging on TikTok. Appreciate all y'all. Derek, it's so hard to tell right now, man. Like, you know, I wouldn't go either direction on that one. Like, do I sit here and think, you know, Texas is clearly the number 1 team and that's what they should be? No. But then again, I don't think a lot of teams are really going to be able to have that identifier either. I mean, Ohio State has not looked overwhelmingly good today either. They haven't. Their offense is 3 for 11 on 3rd down. Like, this has not looked like a great performance from Ohio State either. Yes, they had the nice goal line stand, but to act like Ohio State is a ton better than Texas at this point is kind of funny to me. There's not a lot of teams that are really going to reveal themselves to be number 1 at this point. Look, you got a bunch of teams playing cupcakes today. You have a bunch of top 25 teams playing absolute cupcakes today. Credit to Ohio State and Texas for actually agreeing to a matchup like this. Full well knowing, I mean, both of these are blue bloods. They are going to be good, even if you book something 7-8 years out, whenever they booked it. First pass, a little high to Wingo. He was open, and that would have been a nice out of bounds, stop the clock situation, but Arch overthrows, was under a little bit of pressure. 2:20, 2nd and 10 incoming. That's what I'm saying. Appreciate the comment, my guy. Rankings, it's a lot about hype right now. I mean, do I think, as I'm doing my off-season stuff, getting ready for the football season, do I think that the Longhorns are the clear-cut number 1? No, but I do think that they are a top 5 team, no doubt, in terms of the talent that they have. Here's a pass. Beautiful ball. Beautiful ball. and it is caught around midfield. You love to see that. Arch Manning drops it in the bucket once again. These are beautiful throws from Arch late. I mean, look, I'm a little shocked. It even makes me more frustrated. They were not opening it up for him a little bit more often early in the game. There's going to be a timeout here on the field. Arch in this second half has delivered probably 3 or 4 dimes just right there. You're seeing what he has, man. You're seeing the tools. You're seeing the bag right now. He's got to put it all together. Ohio State, the shoe, it's a tough place to get your first game. It really is. And well, look, I know he's played at home. This is his first road game. He's making his road debut. Clearly, he's played on the road. He played in the A&M game last year at Kyle Field, one of the toughest environments to play. I mean, this guy is not a newbie, but at the same time, you can tell Sark, the offense, kind of trying to hold his hand a little bit through this one. And he has been letting it rip in this fourth quarter with, I would say, 3 beautiful passes just right on the money. I wouldn't say that the joke that you're trying to throw out there right now makes a lot of sense at this point. Maybe in the first half. The joke was Manning has more commercials than passing yards. What are we talking about? Check the box score, babe. Check the box score. What are we talking about here? I haven't seen 167 commercials. Have you? No. But good one. That's what you want to think, my guy. You ain't funny. That's for sure. Arch would make for the perfect Cowboys quarterback. A lot of hype, never living up. I just hope that he throws a touchdown right now. Please throw a touchdown right now. Y'all just trying to speak it into existence at this point. Y'all just trying to speak it into existence at this point. Do I think the overhyped is getting to us? No, I just think it's the first game of the season and we're playing on the road. Everybody just is on that because that's what it was all season, man. All off season, I should say. You heard nothing but overrated all off season. Like literally it was just people copying talking points the entire summer. Nobody with original content. Somebody said overrated, and then this whole thing blew up. Arch Manning, overrated. Everybody just hopped on board. It's what happens all the time. Nobody can think for themselves. And here we are. Arch obviously not having his best game, but look, he's got a chance to do something special here. He may or may not do it. But at this point, he's had a great fourth quarter. Let's see if he can seal the deal and bring Texas all the way back. It's going to be fun. What I do love about the new playoff, the expanded system is, you were sweating this game out a lot more 20 years ago. Right now, obviously, I want Texas to win, but you're not thinking season over if they don't get this dub. You're thinking, hey, great first test, lot to build on here. And that's how it should be. I feel really, really good about the direction it's going, getting more teams involved. It's more fun. Yes, they're going to have to do some tweaking here and there, the seeding and all that stuff. But Arch, by the way, a little bit of an errant throw here. It's going to be 3rd and 5. He did have the tight end open in the flat. Wasn't meant to be. 2 chances here. 1:38 left. Texas does have 1 timeout. Definitely 4-down territory. I don't even know why they said that out loud on the broadcast. Come on now. Duh, it's 4-down territory. Antonio, I sure hope so. Marcus, I'm with you. I think they got to consider going for 2 if they do get the tutty. Let's see if they can actually make it happen. But, man. Hey, here we go. 3rd and 5. Ball is snapped. Arch drops back. And we have a drop. Oh, that's a painful drop by Wingo. That is a painful drop. It's the kind of stuff that's going to show up in the box score, but a lot of people aren't going to remember that one. The diehards will, obviously, but look, that ball is not outstanding from Arch, but it has got to be caught. I'm sorry. No excuses for Wingo. It's not good from Arch either. That ball's got to be caught. Any wide receiver worth a lick will tell you. That ball's got to be caught. Just has to be. We keep rolling. 4th down. Arch drops back. He's under pressure. Stays on his feet. And it is not going to be there, man. It is not there. The tight end did not get past the sticks, running the drag route. And Ohio State takes over. Ohio State dialed up a beautiful blitz there, and Arch just not able to get away. Arch did well to even get that football off. Credit to him. Texas going to need a miracle here. I think they could technically get the ball back, maybe just barely. I don't know. On the fly, got to have to do the quick math on that one. It's not looking good. All but game over, barring something miraculous here at the end. Nice blitz dial up here. Look, there was not a ton of options. I don't know what the route was. The tight end there, who was it? They cut away too quick. A little bit of an interesting route to me. Why you're running underneath the sticks there. I can't imagine that was the play call. I've got to think that the play call is tight end gets to the sticks and you're running that drag route along the sticks, not 3 yards in front of it. Maybe he diverted a little bit when he saw Arch scrambling. But shoot. Arch absolutely has room to improve, man. Absolutely room to improve. You saw a lot of good things today. But at the same time, it's disappointing not to get this one. It's a game you could have won. You missed out on a goal line opportunity. Steve Sarkisian is going to have to figure that one out. I think that's one of the biggest takeaways for me. Steve Sarkisian just not able to quite figure out what to do on the goal line, how to get consistent points. That's probably the biggest takeaway for me coaching-wise. Arch actually, I thought, played really well in the second half. Made a throw that probably should have been a little bit more out in front of Wingo there on third down. Wingo's got to catch that ball. I'm sorry. It's not like he's ripping a 100-mile-an-hour fastball. Yes, the ball's a little bit behind him, but come on now. Come on now. All right, we got to run out to the right. All right, they went from victory formation to actually running a play. I guess they had to kill a little bit more clock here. Third down, and I think that is going to do it based on the clock. Was that PI, Ben? I probably would say it's questionable, but it's not something that I'm going to use as an excuse. Arch and the offense had to be a little bit better to win this ball game, and they just weren't. Steve Sarkisian, a lot of questions, I think, about his goal line management. That's kind of the big thing at this point. Got to manage the goal line better. You've got 2 games in a row now. You had Ohio State, and you've also got now, let's see, back-to-back. You had it during the playoffs. You had it today. Got to be better. Got to be better. And it's over. Texas, look, first game, it's tough. First game is tough. You're playing on the road. Good win by Ohio State. I think we just got to go back and remember, think about last year. Think about Ohio State last year and how things transpired for them, right? I don't think you have to look any further than last year, Ohio State losing to Oregon on the road, a close game. I think it was, 32-31. Ohio State lost to Oregon. That was in October of last year, if I'm not mistaken. They went on to win the Natty. These games at the beginning, for me, obviously you can tell and you can take away some things, but by no means do you have to go all the way to one side of the aisle on the Horns and how they're going to be doing this year. I think that they have some promising players. The defense is legit. I think Arch is going to get better and better. This was going to be a tough one to pull off. I mean, Texas was not a favorite coming into this game. I think the number started as high as 3 or 3.5, and it went down to 1.5 at closing. Yeah, great win for Ohio State. Tough loss for Texas, but I actually think there's a lot you can build off here. You'd love to see Arch Manning just be given the reins a little bit more. It just looked like Sark was not quite willing to do that today. Appreciate all y'all hanging out. Thank you so much. What do we got? I'm just rolling through. A bunch of y'all just jump into way too many conclusions. Texas can't beat big teams. Okay. I mean, what do you want to say? They've been in the Final Four the past 2 years in a row. I mean, this isn't a team that is choking constantly. Sometimes you lose the big game. I don't know. There can only be one winner at the end of the season. But the people that say Texas never wins the big game, we get that they've been in the Final Four the last 2 years, right? Doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Arch got to keep, what does it say? Arch got to complete a drag. Well, he did. The tight end, I don't think, ran a good route on that drag, on that 4th down. The tight end's got to get to the 6. Questions you're probably not going to have Sarkisian get asked, but is the tight end supposed to be running underneath the 1st down markers on that play? That makes little to no sense to me, but maybe it's what it was. I think, though, you saw Arch get into a little bit of trouble, start scrambling, and I think the tight end probably diverted off of the route. But you have got to run that route at the sticks. You cannot run it 4 yards underneath where you need to be on a 4th down play. Just can't happen. Cannot happen. Arch did have some chances. Real tough first game. TLC, I'm with you for sure. Texas is good, but not elite. Dude, I mean, say whatever you want to say. Let's see at the end of the season. You have literally zero evidence to say Texas is not elite. I don't even understand. What is elite? Is there one team that can be elite? That makes little to no sense. All y'all saying Texas isn't elite. A team that doesn't, let's see, win a road game against the defending national champion, they're automatically not elite. Okay. I mean, look, Texas has literally played this team within one possession, essentially back-to-back games. So to act like Ohio State is in some kind of crazy league above Texas, a little wild to me. But you do you. You do you. Should have kicked field goals. They should have done a lot of things. They should have punched it in on 4th down at the 1 yard line. I mean, look, that's as simple as it is. Texas scores on that goal line opportunity. This is a totally different game. I thought Arch actually had a really good second half, but in the first half, uneven for sure. Arch is going to be fine. I do think Steve Sarkisian has got to come up with something more creative than a bunch of quarterback sneaks at the goal line. It goes back to last year. He has got to get better in the goal line offense. It's been a weakness, and if you're a diehard Horns fan, you've watched that not just in the big games, but even in games below tier, below something like this. It feels like it's always a bit of an issue. Scoring on the goal line would have made all the difference, 100%. Yeah, look, it is funny, though, all the people hating on Texas today, and you're going to see a lot of hate on Texas today, but it is funny. Like, you'll look and you'll see, okay, this guy's hating on Texas. Who's his team? And you're playing like UTSA. That was for all my Aggies fans out there, by the way, hanging out. Like, come on now. It's hilarious to me, people hating on Texas for losing by 1 score in the shoe, but you're playing UTSA or some cupcake out of schedule, out of conference. Okay. Okay. Sure. Yeah, Texas is great. Arch is not dumpster juice. Arch is a disgrace. Wow. These takes are hard to read. Y'all, come on. Y'all got to be better than this. Arch is trash juice. Arch is a dumpster fire. What are we talking about? What game were you watching? Like, this dude's playing his first road start. And really the first year he's actually been the guy taking over the offense. You're playing the defending national championship, and he's 1 score away, 50 yards away from tying the game, and he sucks? Okay. All right. Iowa would kill Texas. Oh, my gosh. Thank you for the laugh. Appreciate you. Thank you for the laugh, man. That's hilarious. Somebody said on TikTok, Iowa will kill Texas. I appreciate y'all. Thank you. LSU or Clemson? Please, Clemson. I don't care much for LSU or Brian Kelly. So, Clemson, please. Please, please, please. Let's keep going. Oh, no tears, my guy. Lou, I appreciate it, bro. No tears. No tears. Let's see. Arch Manning overrated. These are just fun to read. I don't get to do this enough. Don't cry. Y'all don't even know. Y'all don't even know. Texas and Arch aren't overrated, but people are just going to have to wait and see. Get a Kleenex. I'm good. Should have been 14-0 for sure. This one does hurt. It hurts, 100%. But at the same time, it's first game of the season, and it's not like we have 4 teams making the playoff anymore. Arch is bad. Nah. I don't know if you were even watching, my guy. I don't know how you could say Arch is bad after watching that game if you actually watched every play and you're not just tuning in occasionally. If you watch the entire game, you absolutely see what he's got. Absolutely. I'll say this. Look, I think Arch looked a lot better than Ohio State's guy. I don't think it's even a question. Ohio State tried to just run the ball 30. They ran the ball 34 times. Like Texas ran it 37. Ohio State basically hid the quarterback most of the game and just handed it off. So, I mean, I don't even feel like you can say Arch was trash without saying that the Ohio State quarterback was pretty mid himself. Ohio State owns the SEC. Having a good run, that's for sure. UT doesn't belong in the SEC. These comments, y'all just, they write themselves and they're just entertaining as all get out. Y'all keep it going. Yeah, look, TLC, kind of a good point. Like, how do you not have something there? How do you not have somebody that can punch it in? I'm with you on that. Yep, Tristan Hookham, good to see you, man. It is what it is. Texas, I'm sure, is going to be just fine in the coming weeks. But they got San Jose State next up. We'll definitely do a preview of that as the show goes on. Let me see. I'm not a big fan of how Arch has rolled out as this great savior. That's the media's fault. Hasn't played enough to know. He's good. He's good. I don't see Arch as, you know, the best quarterback in the entire universe, but I think he's really talented, and I think that he's going to show that as the season goes on. Keep rolling. Appreciate all you guys. Look, definitely take the W. We're talking more as people let Arch Manning have it. I mean, it was absolutely there for the taking at the end. I mean, take the W. Nobody's arguing who won and who lost the game, but it's just kind of funny to me, the people that say Arch Manning's terrible. What did the Ohio State quarterback do? I guess didn't throw a pick. They pretty much hit him all game long. I mean, literally hit him all game long. I don't know how you can walk away as an Ohio State fan and feel like you've got an awesome quarterback. Dude was hiding pretty much all game long. They just handed it off. That's all they were doing. Handoff, 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 occasional throw on like third down. Quarterback wins. I don't think anybody cares about quarterback wins when we're talking about who's a better quarterback. Quarterback wins, one of the worst stats that you could actually be using to defend the Ohio State quarterback being better than Arch Manning. That's hilarious. Nobody's going to say that, by the way. But please say it out loud so people can know exactly how much ball you know if you think that Julian's better than Arch. Please, say it out loud. Say it out loud, baby. Please. He was today. Disagree. Nah, I wasn't today. Cal Raleigh is a Texas fan. Cal Raleigh is 100% a Texas fan. Look, everybody's got to take time for college football. Let me see. What else? What other terrible takes can I read out loud on the show today? What other terrible takes can we read out loud on the show? Come on. Y'all got better than this. I know y'all got better than this. Come on, baby. We will be back. Absolutely. We will 100% be back. But everybody's going to do this after a UT loss. Everybody. All the haters like to come out. Have you been crying? No, I'm straight, man. All good. What do we got? Texas is so back. Yeah, let's see at the end of the season. I'd say they're looking pretty good at this point. Millions paid for a quarterback. Y'all are too quick. I can't even get all these out. Some of y'all are writing me a novel here. Let's see. You even brought your own refs and still lost. That's a good one. Texas wildly overrated because they lost by 1 score on the road. What's Ohio State? Like, that's what I don't get. Use logic here. You think Texas is overrated? Ohio State's beating them by 1 score and needed a goal line stand in order to keep them from being 14-14. Like, if you think Texas is overrated, look no further than your own team. You think Texas is that bad? What do you think of your own squad at this point? Only beating them by 1 score at home. Come on now, baby. You can't even go there with the logic. Some people have absolutely 0. If Texas is this bad, why did Ohio State only beat them by 1 score? Come on now. No logic. 0 logic zone. Arch Manning ain't nothing. Yeah. A lot of 0 substance comments. Y'all got to get better than this. Come on. We definitely got to give credit to Ohio State. Somebody said that. We're not giving 0 credit to Ohio State. I know it comes off that way for the people like randomly dropping by. But the reality is, everybody that's sitting here saying how overrated Texas is, what is Ohio State? Who could only beat this terrible team by 1 score in their own backyard? And just say things out loud before you type them, please. Please. The sidearm, this is actually something I wanted to talk about. Somebody said, what's up with the sidearm? And I'll edit it. Crap. Like, I don't love that, sitting back on your back foot and slinging it sidearm. I know that it's kind of the Pat Mahomes takeover, because that's what Pat does. He sits back there on his back foot, slings it sidearm. Not everybody has the Pat Mahomes arm. I wasn't a big fan of that either. Who's Oklahoma playing today? Who is Oklahoma playing today? Like Colorado School of Mines? I mean, who are the Sooners playing today? Anybody good? Anybody even respectable? The Illinois State Redbirds. My OU Sooners fans in the chat need to touch some grass. Y'all are playing the Illinois State Redbirds, and you have the audacity to come here and talk smack. Especially after the season you had last year. All my OU fans need to straight up touch some grass. Don't even hit send on the comment. Y'all got 0 room to talk. Come on now. Come on now. I love how, and I'm actually kind of shocked that iPhone doesn't have the horns down yet, but I still love how y'all have to type the horns up first before you can type the down arrow. Love it. Arch overrated. Nah. That touchdown was absolutely a catch. I have no clue what you were watching. Somebody said the touchdown Texas has was incomplete. I have 0 clue what you're watching. Hand clearly under the ball the entire time. Textbook catch, but whatever. Not a catch. Nope. Incomplete. Nah. Both teams are beatable. I think that is not too far from the truth, actually, whoever said that. Both teams are beatable. It didn't feel like either team was just invincible. Look, again, everybody saying Ohio State is so incredibly good and Texas is so incredibly bad. Why did they only beat us by a touchdown? In their own backyard, man. Jace. JB, it was. Great defensive performance for both sides, honestly. We keep rolling. Easy schedule for the next 3 weeks. Oh, for Texas? Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely. Until SEC play happens. But look, you're not going to go out and schedule a bunch of top 25 non-conference. I mean, if it ends up working out that way, then it does. But, yeah, Horns definitely have some easy ones coming up. San Jose State, UTEP, Sam Houston, and then you play Florida on the 4th. There you go. Refs won. Refs were not perfect in this one, but I don't know how you can expect any ref to be perfect. Game 1, and it's the refs. Come on now. Manning is about what I figured he'd be. I mean, I'd look. I think that at this point, judging Manning off one game is pretty silly, but whatever. Arch is bad. Nah. Arch took too long to get confident. Well, to be fair, that's actually a good point. Arch, I just think they had the reins on him early. They were not letting him open it up and really turning him loose. I think they had to turn him loose in the second half. It's a big reason why you finally started Texas getting some plays downfield. But at the same time, first half, very conservative play calling. Big reason I think they scored 0 in the first half. You came out really trying to baby Arch, and then you came out in the second half slinging it, and you watched Arch Manning make some incredible throws. And I think that Arch is going to be just fine. I think everybody that's saying he's terrible, I mean, for everybody saying, I don't know football, wow. Wow. Okay. Keep rolling. Yeah, he's going to be okay. He's going to be okay. Arch had 2 good throws. I would say 3. So the touchdown, obviously that was an incredible throw. Even the throw that he had 2 series before to Livingstone, that was great defense. The throw was actually great. It actually hit Livingstone in the hands. Livingstone just wasn't able to bring it in, had a defender draped on him. But I think he made 3 outstanding throws. Then you had the one down the sideline to the tight end. He had some great throws, man. From a Buckeye fan, it was a good game. I got to go back and get that comment. It was a good game, both defense. Jack, thank you for being the voice of reason in the chat, my guy. Thank you. This loss is on Arch Manning. I don't know how you could say that. The loss is on Arch Manning? I would probably blame Sark and the terrible goal line play calling before I would blame Arch Manning. Is it Arch's fault that he had to run 3 straight quarterback sneaks at the goal line? Like, I know it was less than that, but I would probably blame Sark before I blamed Arch for this loss. Who's number 1 next week? I would definitely say Ohio State's getting the number 1 spot. I mean, not that it matters until they do the CFP. Texas will have 3 losses by the end of next year. Well, that's actually kind of what I was wondering. Like, the Georgia game's going to be big. Look, that's about the only game I look at and really feel like Texas has a chance at losing. I mean, look, the rivalry games are always big. OU, A&M. I don't think Texas is losing to OU or A&M. Can't see it. But you never know. Those games are crazy. You never know. But the only potential loss that I see, you got to play Georgia on the road. That's going to be a big game. Otherwise, it's pretty doable. Like, who else do you think legitimately? OU beats Texas. There's literally nothing to point that is going to actually happen. But we can say things out loud. Does not mean that they're accurate. Steven, appreciate the gift, man. Like, okay, yeah. Kentucky's going to beat Texas. Why? Because, okay. We can say OU's going to beat Texas. There's literally nothing that points to that at all. Same thing for A&M. Like, anything can happen. Those games, the only way OU is going to win or A&M is going to win is if Texas absolutely soils the bed. And the A&M games in Austin this year, A&M, I think they had their shot last year. I really do. I don't think A&M is going to be winning this year. OU you know what? It's always close at the beginning, it feels like. There's been a few years where it's gotten out of hand, but again, I don't really look at much that OU's got on the other side in comparison to us. And you're giving Arch Manning 4 more games to warm up for that. Yeah. Again, if Texas is only going to lose by 1 score to Ohio State in the shoe, I ain't too worried about how they're going to do with Oklahoma or A&M. Georgia would be about the only other game I'd be worried about at this point. Ryder, I'm with you. Rough week, but it is what it is. Let's see. What do we got? Arch is not even a top 15 quarterback. Dude, just keep scrolling on that one. Yikes. Bad take. I need to frame some of these terrible takes and do a video on them. I really do. Arch isn't even a top 15 quarterback. Woo! Y'all, you need to get your own stand-up comedy routine. Seriously. What else we got? Peyton wasn't great in college. You see what happened with him. Arch is going to be fine. I think Arch is going to totally be fine. Totally he'll be fine. Arch is inaccurate. Just call it nerves. Shoe's a tough place to play. OU has an even more elite defense than OSU, and y'all look like a middle school program today. What are we basing that on? What are we basing OU's elite defense on? Illinois State, who they're going to play today? Come on, dude. Seriously. What are we basing OU has an elite defense on? The recruiting hype? We're not going to be able to see it today. We're going to call OU an elite defense because they're beating up on poor little Illinois State. Come on now. Seriously. What do we got? I'm trying to go back a little bit just because y'all are going so quick. I'm missing some of these. Shouldn't Penn State be number one? But you know how it works. Penn State, they might jump up to number one. We'll be rated number 13 next week. No, dude. The worst Texas is probably going to be is like number 5 or 6. I mean, I would be shocked if they're anything lower than 5 or 6. You lost on the road to the defending national champion. You're not dropping to number 13. Come on now. Better team did win today. I don't sit here feeling like Texas got robbed or Ohio State got lucky. I sit here thinking Texas wasn't good enough. They played a really poor first half. Second half, they did look better. The defense is very, very good to only give up 14 on the road against the defending national champs. That's pretty solid. I don't think that you can at all demean what the defense did today. And you look at some of the big-time performances. I mean, you had Michael Taft, 9 tackles. Muhammad was great today as well. He had a pass deflection, a good pass breakup. You had a number of standout performances on defense. Absolutely. Did not have any sacks today. That was a big issue. Could not get pressure. Ohio State's front line, very, very good. Very good. I think that's a big difference in this ball game. You had 0 sacks. And on the other side, you had 1 sack for Ohio State in their defense, but Ohio State did a better job getting pressure on Arch Manning. And everybody kind of in the offseason talked about Texas, the new guys they were going to have, especially on the O-line. And I think it's going to take a few games for the O-line to gel. You've got a lot of new guys in the mix. It's going to take a second. All right, what do we got? What else? Florida, McJay, I'm actually not too worried about Florida. I'm not too worried about them. I do think Ohio State's defense is the best in the country. Wingo absolutely is going to be, I think, really, really good. He had a drop today, really unfortunate. I know Arch Manning probably would say he should have thrown a better ball, and he should have, but Wingo, I think, is going to be really good. They've got to figure out a way to get the ball into his hands more, 100%. I mean, look, is Arch perfect right now? No. He's got a lot of room to improve. Did you absolutely see what everybody else has hyped up today come out at different moments? Yes. He's a great runner of the football. He's got a very good arm. He had a couple, probably 3 beautiful passes today in the second half when you needed it. I don't know what that route was by the tight end on the drag on 4th down, why the tight end is running 3 yards below the sticks. Didn't make a whole lot of sense to me. It's a little unfair, Dan. I think it is the hype. It's a little unfair to him. Is he the best quarterback, ever in the last 25 years? No. But is he really, really good? Yes, he is. And he's going to show that over the next few weeks. Clearly, the competition not going to be as fierce. That Florida game probably going to be the next one in about, a month's time, where you can really consider it to be a true test in the swamp against the Gators. We'll see what happens that game. A lot of meh in between. But look, I can't walk away from this game feeling terrible about Arch. If anything, you feel like got it out of his system. You saw some big throws. They've got to take the reins off of him a little bit. What would it look like if they just totally allowed him to have free reign of the playbook? Not calling your own plays per se, but look, whatever you got in the bag, Sark, use it. Let the kid work. I think you were kind of trying to baby him a little bit too much in the first half, and it really slowed things down. Keep going. Yeah, thank you. Appreciate that. Teflon Vaughn, appreciate that. Look, I'm glad we've got some sane takes in the chat. Like, did Arch look like Heisman Trophy winner? No. Was this a really tough game against the defending national champs and one of the best defenses, if not the best defense in the country? Yeah, tough first road start for any quarterback, man. I don't think there's a whole lot of quarterbacks that are going into the shoe. Maybe VY, right? Maybe you go back to VY when he went into the shoe. But I think beyond that, there's not a lot of dudes that are going to come out of Columbus in their first road start, taking over a program and light it up. And thank you. Showed some potential today. There was some big throws that Arch made. There were some bad throws too. 100%. There's improvement to be had. But I think you saw enough to say, okay, let's get more experience. You're going to have some SEC warm-ups. I'm glad that we don't have Georgia until later on in the year. But Texas now 0-1. You've got the rest of the season ahead of you. With the new playoff format, you feel like 2 losses probably is the most you want to take just to be safe. But it's not going to shock me if 3-loss teams start making the playoffs pretty consistently. Ethan, thank you. Arch, still the first overall pick. Y'all go ahead and jump off the wagon. We just lost to the number 1 team in the nation by an inch and played awful offensively. Ethan, it's pretty much my thoughts exactly. We played pretty terrible on offense and we lost by 1 score. I mean, that is the silver lining here. Don't want to take a lot away from Ohio State. Honestly, I think they're an extremely well-coached team. I think they've got a lot of talent. And obviously, they're the defending champs. They have the best defense in the country. I think Texas is pretty close behind. But yeah, the people jumping off the Arch wagon, I don't get it. The people saying Texas is terrible, don't get it either. But it is what it is. Yeah, Dan, a lot of people are saying that wasn't a catch, but I don't know. Not sure what they're watching. OSU DBs are very, very good, man. The OSU DBs really impressed me today. They had a lot of one-on-one coverage. On that Livingstone play, where it was, again, not the series where they scored the touchdown to Livingstone, but it was one-on-one. Great play by the DB on that ball out to the corner. I was really, really impressed. It was a beautifully thrown ball. It was just better defense. Livingstone wasn't able to hold on. It made a difference. Keep going. Texas just proved the committee is morons. The committee didn't even pick this. The committee doesn't pick until like the middle of the season. I mean, what are we talking about? The committee isn't going to get involved until a little bit deeper in the season. Come on now. Texas gave the game away. I think there's an argument to be made there. But Ohio State made less mistakes. Athens is going to be tough. Scott, appreciate the comment. It's going to be tough in Athens. That is the next game that even remotely worries me. I'm not worried about the Sooners. I'm not worried about the Gators in the Swamp. That game against Georgia is the next game that actually even slightly worries me. Questionable PI call. You're 1 yard away from a tie and a questionable PI call on the OSU scoring drive. I'm with you. Look, I don't like to get on here and make a ton of excuses. Not every game has to be, Texas got robbed. They should have won. The better team didn't win. Not every game has to be that. I actually feel like Texas was a little bit too sloppy to win this ball game. A little too sloppy to win this ball game. I think that they had to be nearly perfect offensively in terms of taking care of the ball. We said it on the show last night. The turnover battle was going to be huge, and OSU won it. They won it. So for me, I'm okay with what the result was based on what I saw on the field. Now, obviously, as a diehard, I don't love taking the L, but we took it today. And Texas, I think it feels like a fair result based on some of the sloppiness. You had false starts in big moments. How many 3rd and 5 false starts did we have? Felt like 2 or 3. I mean, that's huge. That's huge. But think about the defense. Let's go positive here. Ohio State's 3 for 11 on 3rd down. 3 for 11 on 3rd down. Ohio State, their offense did not run all over this defense by any means. Did they break 100 yards? Did they break 100? Oh, no, they didn't even break 100 yards. In fact, Ohio State finished with under 200 yards of total offense today. I mean, there's obviously not really an argument which defense played better. I think it's the defense that made the goal line stand. Texas had an opportunity to stuff Ohio State at the goal line. They didn't do it. But Texas gave up less yards than Ohio State did today. And it's still a loss. The win-loss is the most important stat. But I will say this. Texas defense is really, really good. And they're going to be fine. The fact that they traveled to Columbus and played this well gives me a lot of confidence. If you got a defense this good with a quarterback that has that much potential, you are going to be okay. You're going to be all right. Arch was hitting the receivers just fine at the end. Just fine at the end. The moral victories might come at the end of the season, but no moral victories right now. And by the way, I don't mean that like I'm not trying to take positives away. I'm 100% taking positives away. But for anybody that is saying moral victories and trying to lead off with that, Ohio State lost last year to Oregon on the road. Almost similar circumstances, minus the fact that this one was a defensive struggle. So any Ohio State fan just letting it rip on Texas after this game, don't really get it. Y'all lost last year in the regular season and ended up just fine. So don't really think you can point to game one and make it into the end of the world. But again, you do you. It matters in the postseason. That's what we're saying. That's what we're saying. Look, today is obviously a lot of fun. It doesn't mean nothing. I'm not going as far as saying, whatever, this game doesn't matter. It's just regular season. It's not the postseason. I don't think I've said that one time. But at the same time, I think you do take away the positives from this game. You do understand that you have a pretty much brand new offensive line playing in the shoe for their very first game together. Arch Manning, very first road start of his career in college. There's a lot of positives that you can take away. And again, any Ohio State fan letting it rip on Texas for losing this, what are you guys doing? Y'all lost to Oregon in the regular season. You did just fine. There's literally nothing you can take away from a loss like this and say, yeah, there's no way Texas could win a national championship. I mean, clearly I know that y'all want your team to win it, not mine. But at the same time, let's just apply logic evenly here. Were we saying that Ohio State had no shot after losing by 1 point to Oregon? No, I wasn't. I think everybody kind of said, yeah, that's going to happen. As you expand more and more games and as you expand the playoffs, it's not going to matter as much when you take an L. Ricky, appreciate it. Thank you for the gifts, man. Yeah, quarterback was just super nervous to start. Second half, Arch looked a lot more comfortable. We keep rolling. Appreciate all y'all hanging out. As an A&M fan, the refs sold y'all. We had a few plays that I would have liked to get back, but again, I still stand by. The Horns just did not play sharp enough today to feel like they deserved to win. Could they still have won? Absolutely. Absolutely. But to me, I don't walk away feeling like, man, we played a sharp game and just didn't get the dub, man. It feels like, man, we were sloppy today and probably deserved to lose. We might have gotten fortunate enough to get a win if things would have gone a little bit differently there at the end. We didn't. If Texas loses to Ohio State and Georgia and they end up number 1 and 2, Texas could probably lose 3 games and get in. Yeah, and we'll see how Georgia does. I think Ohio State is going to be up there in the top 3. They obviously have some games ahead of them that are still going to be tough too. But I think that Texas could possibly lose 3 games and still get into the playoff depending on results. I think 2 is kind of a foregone conclusion, but 3 would be probably needing some help from other teams. Yeah, home team should definitely win. Home team should definitely, you have this too. Home team, when the teams are even, has the advantage. Could the Horns have come into Columbus and got the job done? For sure. For sure. But they didn't. Ohio State did some things better today, and it was a close game. One score. Texas was a couple inches away from scoring twice today. It didn't happen. And we move on. Appreciate all y'all. Quinn would have picked them apart. Texas Bear, I don't know about that. I mean, maybe Quinn at the end, possibly. First year Quinn, second year Quinn, I don't know. I think we have to contextualize that a little bit, Texas Bear. Like, even if that's true, that Quinn Ewers would have picked apart Ohio State, consider that year one Quinn Ewers, I don't think would have even been this close. That's how I feel. I don't think year one Quinn Ewers has even this kind of game. I think it's probably a worse result. Quinn obviously got better and better as time went on, but I don't think first road start at the shoe, Quinn Ewers is going out there lighting it up in year one. Agree to disagree? It wasn't a close game? Okay. It's so ironic you say you're delusional. It wasn't a close game. It was one score, and Texas was literally 2 inches away from making it 2 scores. But whatever, man. Yeah, Quinn now, right? Again, Quinn now, I think, would have had some success. Dude's an NFL quarterback. He's an NFL quarterback. Quinn in year one, his first road start in the shoe. Yeah, I don't think Quinn is killing it in this game either. Ethan, I'm with you. I'm with you on the Parsons thing, man. Yeah, I don't want us to lose 3, but that is kind of what you have to root for. If you're a Horns fan, unfortunately, you kind of have to hope that Ohio State doesn't soil the bed down the stretch and lose a couple. You'd kind of like Ohio State to still maintain their elite status, and they'll be number 1 or number 2 for sure. Keep rolling. Manning is Chris Sims after one game? Come on, man. Texas losing to San Jose State next week. You wish. Cowboys aren't even worth watching? Man, I don't think that at all. I think they've got a really good offense, but yeah, it's going to be an uphill battle. They're not, I don't think, going to win 12, 13 games this year, but I see Cowboys somewhere between 7 and 9 wins. Texas 4 losses minimum. You're dreaming. You're dreaming. Just because you say things out loud does not mean they're coming true. Minimum of 4 losses for the Longhorns, somebody says on TikTok. That is a pipe dream. What happened? Today the better team won. That's what happened. Y'all just don't know. You can always tell the first-timers. You can always tell the first-timers to the show. What else? Sooners going to dog walk Texas. Yeah, who do you guys play today? Illinois State. Come on, baby. Illinois State is who the Sooners have on the schedule today. Come on. I mean, I don't think I need to say a whole lot more, but I mean, look, that's a straight up punk move. You're trying to hate on Texas while you play Illinois State. Come on. Come on. Arch Manning is sorry. I don't think a lot of people agree with you. Let's see. We got a Horns fan in here instead of a hater. Arch doesn't look fantastic. Hey, give him more than a game against the defending national champions, right? Give him more than one game before we say that. Texas shot themselves in the foot. Yup. Agreed. Sark got to be better on the goal line. I don't know if I say kick the field goal, call better plays on the goal line. I'm not sitting here saying kick the field goal, Sark. I'm saying please dial up something better on the goal line. You are known for being this offensive mastermind. Please dial up something better on the goal line. Appreciate all the follows. If you're hanging out, haven't followed yet, hit that follow button. All the haters in the chat, man, y'all definitely got to hit that follow button so you can come back and drop some more knowledge on us, some more elite football knowledge on us next week. Would love it. Hey, Corey, appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. Look, at this point, I think the YouTube comment I read off said it well. Mark, was that you? Mark, I think that was you. if you're a Texas fan, at this point, you kind of have to root for Ohio State. Like, I don't think that you want Ohio State dropping a bunch of games this year. At this point, you want Ohio State maybe losing one game at worst or is going undefeated. Because the better Ohio State is the rest of the way, the more it helps the Longhorns argument getting into the playoff, getting good positioning in the playoff, 100%. Ohio State was let off the hook. Yeah, Texas didn't play great. They didn't play great. Come to the Big House. Didn't we go to the Big House and whoop that Michigan booty? Like, I'm pretty sure we did last year, right? Last year, that game at the Big House wasn't even close. Some people thought it was going to be, and then Quinn Ewers went up there and did some work. Horns will win the SEC. Bold prediction. But it could still happen. LSU or Clemson? Give me Clemson. I know Clemson always loses first week. I think this might be the first year in a while from what it feels like where they don't lose a big first game here. Of course the Michigan fans come to the comment section. Hey, I think we settled it. First of all, I mean, you got the Texas flag on the side here anyways, but I think we settled it. The team that has a better finish last year gets to claim the T. I think we settled it. Nobody hears UT and thinks Tennessee unless you live in Tennessee or your rival is Tennessee. Nobody else hears UT and thinks Tennessee. Come on, baby. Nobody. Absolutely zero people beyond fans of the Volunteers and rivals of the Volunteers think that. Let's see what else we got. What did I miss? Bunch of Ohio State fans happy. Appreciate all the comments. Texas shouldn't be ranked anymore. At this point, I'm just going to try and pick out the funny ones. Manning is sorry. Arch Manning is so trash, dude. Boomer Sooner. Have fun with Illinois State today. Manning throws sidearm. So does Patrick Mahomes. So does Patrick Mahomes. A lot of quarterbacks throw sidearm. I don't love it, honestly. I would love to see more stepping up, more throwing overhand, letting it air out that way. But the sidearm off the back foot is absolutely in right now. Yeah, look, Texas and Michigan, we've had some back and forths as well, man. That was very fulfilling going into the Big House last year and taking care of business. Ethan, I don't mind that. I think Arch is definitely going to be willing to run over some people over the course of the year. That's for sure. He is a hard runner. He's got a great arm. What else? RH, what you got? RH, what you got? I'm stopping the feed right now just so I can wait for you, brother. What you got? I've seen enough Manning for Heisman. Freddie. Who did Tennessee play today? Who did Tennessee play today? Oh, please tell me it's, like I said, again, Colorado Tech. I mean, I guarantee it's a big nobody. Who did y'all play today? Syracuse. Little better than what I had. Syracuse maybe a step or two above Colorado Tech. It's about it. It's about it, man. Is it not concerning we always lose against these good teams? RH, I'll say this. Obviously, you'd love to win, but you have to contextualize it. That kind of comment to me comes at the end of the season. And yes, we did lose to Ohio State at the end of last season, but I have to say it's just not something that comes to my mind when it's week one and it's quarterback that's never started on the road. Now, look, my guy, if we come back here in however many weeks and we lose a big one in the playoffs or whatever, I'll probably be more apt to agree with you. But no, I'm not going to get upset over game one. Game one, man. Arch absolutely did well at the end. I don't think anybody can deny the second half was much better than the first half. Absolutely. Let's see here. What do we got? Not a lot of big-time performances. I think Wisner, 16 carries, 80 yards. It was good to see C.J. Baxter back in action, but Wisner, 80 yards today. Good for him. Good for him. That's going to be big. Receivers, Wingo, only 2 catches. I feel you've got to change that for next time. Lafau, Taft, each had 18 tackles between the two of them. Impressive. Longhorns next week playing San Jose State. I don't know who San Jose State has this week. We'll have to check it out real quick. San Jose State is, they lost to Central Michigan. There you go. San Jose State lost to Central Michigan, playing on the road against Texas. I'm not too worried about that game, but you never can take anybody for granted. Horns hopefully can come out against San Jose State, look a lot better. Putting the weight of the world on his shoulders. Yeah, I feel for him too. I feels like he can tune it out pretty well. Like today, I was actually kind of impressed. It didn't really look like Arch was that rattled. I mean, there was a couple of bad plays. Obviously, the pick, the almost pick. It wasn't looking like, man, this guy just looks like he doesn't have it. In fact, I think you make an argument. He showed a lot of poise, bringing the team back within 1 score, and they had a shot at the end to win the ball game, to tie it at least. So I think I walk away not feeling like, Arch was over his skis. I feel like he wasn't sharp, but I don't feel like he melted. I don't feel like he was just in the deep water the entire game. Just didn't have the execution today that you need, but felt like he was actually pretty resilient, came back and led the team on some very quality drives, had some really beautiful passes down the stretch. I feel encouraged after watching him play because this is probably the toughest game he's going to have all season. Georgia is going to be another tough one, but I cannot really feel like there's a lot of games that are going to be a lot tougher than this one. That's the good news. Buckeyes repeating, argue with yourself. Nope, I don't think anybody's even talked about national championship, bro. Nobody's even been talking about the national championship on this show. Learn lessons, absolutely. Underthrowing and overthrowing all day except the fourth quarter. Fourth quarter was actually, I think, pretty solid. The Wingo throw was not great. You would have loved to see him put that out in front of Wingo. Wingo should have caught that ball, though. I mean, Wingo should have caught that 100%. Any good receiver will tell you that. Defense is going to be elite all year. Absolutely going to be elite all year. Garbage time. It's not garbage time, my guy, if you're down or only up 1 score. Hilarious. Arch isn't an accurate quarterback. Okay. A&M and Georgia, we still got those games. I'm not worried about A&M. Any of my Horns fans out there, are you worried about the A&M game? I'm not worried about the A&M game. And I know that I got some Rangers fans that love A&M. And by the way, for all y'all, I mean, I'm sure you can tell, Rangers, Cowboys, I do Longhorns, Mavericks as well, a lot of DFW teams. But look, the Aggies game, I ain't worried about the Aggies game. But trust that there will be Aggies fans pumping up the football team after beating up on whoever they're playing today. 100%. Just like there'll be Sooners fans championing the defense after beating up on Illinois State. Like, it never fails. Never fails. Ever. Aggies, who do they have today? Who do you guys got today? Let's see. UTSA. You couldn't beat the real UT, so you had to play the little brother. I get it. Could not beat Texas, so you got to play Texas San Antonio instead to feel a little bit better about yourselves. I get it. So, yeah, trust, though, you're going to have some Aggies fans pumping up the squad. Man, this guy looked really good. The defense looked so great. Dude, you're playing UTSA. And if you're Oklahoma, you're playing Illinois State. Like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Wasn't even a catch? Dude. No. Wasn't even a catch. What were you watching? The hand was literally under the football the entire time. I have no clue what people are watching saying that was not a catch. The hand is under the ball literally the entire time. Everybody knows that's a catch. It doesn't matter if the ball shifts if the hand's under it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if the ball shifts a little bit and your hand's under it the entire time. It doesn't. It's not how it works at all. Not proper control, whatever. It's not at all about that. The hand is under the ball the entire time. If the ball is not perfectly still, that doesn't mean it wasn't a touchdown. Still lost for sure. But I got knuckleheads arguing that it wasn't a catch. So we got to address the comments as they come, man. Nobody's sitting here saying, yeah, we caught a touchdown today, so that means that it's better than the loss or better than a win. Nobody's saying that at all. O-line was not great today. Forever Texas, appreciate it. O-line was not great today. You had multiple false starts in big third down plays. And look, they allowed a sack today as well. Arch was hurried multiple times. You definitely had a subpar performance from the O-line. Like, not the worst one I've ever seen, but not sharp. Yeah, Ohio State's defense was outstanding. Penalties did help out Ohio State here and there. Questionable, but Horns had some questionable calls go their way too, penalty-wise, I think. Wasn't a pretty game. Was not a pretty game. Couldn't ask for a better game to start the season. Texas will be back in solid. BMW, appreciate the comment. Thank you. Manning isn't living up to the hype. After one game, Randy? Dude, it's one game. Come on now. He lost by one score. Lost by one score on the road against the defending champs. Y'all are wild. Straight up wild. All right. It will be fun. Shooter, next year in Austin will be fun. Absolutely. What else we got? Bro crept thrown into space. Yeah, he definitely was inaccurate at times. Second half was a lot better. A lot better. It is so early in the season, man. Nick, I think I was shocked that the offense couldn't get it going a little bit better either. Defenses were weeks ahead. David, this is probably one of the gold comments of the night. David, appreciate you, my guy. Good game. Congrats on the win. This is one of the gold comments. The defenses, those defensive coaches, they had those boys ready to play. And look, defense is probably always going to be a little bit ahead of offense. A lot more complex on the offensive side of the football. So I can't say it's necessarily rocket science, but I still love the comment. Both defenses were outstanding today. Pressure did get to Arch a little bit. Manning isn't ready because he lost a game by one score on the road. He's not ready. Not ready would be Texas got blown out by 4 scores today. That would be not ready. Losing by one score when you should have punched it in at the goal line with better play calling, and then having a chance to tie or win the game in the fourth quarter. The comments about Arch not being ready or being overrated based on that are wild. Wild. 17 of 30 on the road against a top defense in all of college football. Why are we saying these things out loud like they're shocking stats? These aren't numbers against UTSA. If Arch has a game like this against San Jose State next week, I'll be worried. I ain't worried about Arch going 17 for 30 against the best defense in football. I'm not worried. Nicole, appreciate the gift, by the way. It doesn't make any sense. Why are we trying to make this into something bigger than what it is? Best defense in football in their own stadium, 50 yards away from tying or potentially winning the game. Bad play calling on the goal line, should have had 14 points anyways. Was Arch perfect today? No. Is he the reason that they lost? Also no. Is he overrated because he went 17 for 30 on the road against the best defense in football? Also no. Come on now. As a diehard, Arch sucks. He was more than terrible today. Disagree. Arch was not terrible today. He definitely had some play calling working against him. I think even you can admit that. Like, you love the play calling today. If you're a Texas fan and you think Arch is terrible, you loved the play calling today. Felt like they were coaching for Arch not to make a mistake, not actually trying to let him have control of the offense and let it rip. Finally, at the end, they started to let him throw the ball down the field. Before that, it was a lot of runs, a lot of dink and dunk. Some people can't handle adversity. That is for sure. Mark, that one was a lot closer just because the hands were on the side of the ball and you had the point of the ball, the tip of the ball hitting the ground pretty clearly. But that one was still close. And I mean, look, if you control firmly and hands are not under the ball, you still see them call that occasionally. I just think with the Livingstone one, you had the hand under the ball nearly the entire time. Yes, it shifts, it moves slightly. The ball never is in direct contact with the ground, the hand's under it. Hands under it the entire time. If you aren't even a little concerned about Arch, you're out of touch with reality. I can't say that I'm sitting here thinking that this is anything more than we played the best defense in the country on the road in week 1 when offenses are notoriously not in sync. For me, did I love watching Arch Manning skip it wide open to receivers? No. I don't love some of the mistakes that Arch Manning made in this game. Do I think that it's fair to say Arch Manning isn't the guy based on losing a 1-score game to a team that's going to be the number 1 team in football next week? No. That, to me, is out of touch with reality. Keep rolling. Whatever was called on the field was probably going to stand there. Love a big week 1 matchup, but also mad this was a week 1 matchup. Imagine this midseason. Pete, you make a point. I wonder next year, is it the same thing? Is next year the same thing? Let's go 2026 Longhorns football schedule. Is next year the same thing in Austin? Ohio State is September 12th. So Ohio State is week 2 next year. When the Buckeyes come to Austin, it's going to be week 2. We play Texas State on September 5th, and then we play Ohio State on September 12th. So it's going to be a week 2 matchup next year for these two squads. Texas will have 2 losses heading into Red River. You wish. Armani, you definitely bring up a good point, but I think all of y'all know the studio setup's pretty simple for me here at Ride on Rangers. And those of y'all that really have been listening a long time, I'm out here in Vegas, and I've been out here for like 15 years, but we definitely have a modest setup here. Garage, swamp cooler, heat of the summer, and we're just killing it. I mean, look, it's definitely been a lot of fun. Maybe one day I can get the big studio set up, but here we are for right now. Let's see. What do we got? How much money did Texas pay to be ranked number 1? Already talking about next year? Somebody asked. But okay. Was Manning clutch? I don't think you could say that today. He's had some clutch plays over the course of his college career so far. You have 0 ball knowledge. Thank you. Appreciate the compliment. You have 0 ball knowledge again. Wow. You can type really fast. Some of y'all love to type the same comment over and over again. Oh, are you just copying and pasting? That's even cuter. Aw. Thank you. You guys are too nice with all the comments, man. Thank you. Just keep boosting that engagement, man. Boost it up. OSU should have been number 1 before the game. I think there's an argument for that. And look, obviously Texas is always going to get a lot of attention. I think a lot of Longhorns fans, if you ask them, are we the number one team? I don't think a lot of people would have vehemently argued Texas should have been ranked number one. For me, I think they're top 5, 100%, and I think they should have been in the top 3. I even was a little surprised number 1, but Ohio State, maybe Penn State ends up jumping up to the 1 spot, but I gotta think, man. I gotta think that Ohio State probably leapfrogs after something like today. Mark, I'm with you. I'm with you, man. I appreciate you, man. It's been fun having you hang out. You should come back again, talk more college football as we go. Appreciate you, brother. Why am I crying that somebody called them overrated? Nobody's crying, first of all. But second of all, a bunch of people are calling them overrated for losing to the best defense in the country on the road. So I don't understand how you can feel validated that they're overrated by losing to a team like Ohio State. It's literally the furthest thing from a logical thought that you could possibly think of. But everybody's got to have their own opinion, and some of us have good ones and some of us have bad ones. I mean, I don't know. No one wants to tell y'all. Ohio State only had 14 points and won by 7 in their own house. That's kind of the point. I know it sounds like throwing shade at Ohio State. It's really just for the Ohio State fans and the Texas haters that are making it seem like we just lost 35-7, which clearly didn't happen. Tough game for sure. Michael, I'm 100% with you. Appreciate the comment. Tough game, way too conservative to start. Neither team looked impressive. That's going to happen. I think both these teams are going to look a lot different middle of the season. Inside the 5 is a big problem. Daddy Bill, appreciate you, man. Inside the 5 is just a big issue. It's unfortunate. Joseph, I'm with you on that. Ohio State's defense, nasty. I was very impressed by them, especially the DBs. Very impressed by them. You guys talk so much trash all week. I wouldn't know. Was never a part of that. Number 3 beat the number 1 team, so therefore overrated. Okay. Come on now. I'd be ashamed to wear that gear today, man. Never. If you are ashamed to wear your own team's gear after they lose, you are literally the worst football fan, period. If you're ashamed to wear your team's gear, first of all, you're not really that big of a fan. Second of all, you're the worst type of fan. Yes. How did you know? Cowboys fan, for sure. For sure. Cowboys, Longhorns, Rangers, Mavericks. We'll be doing a little bit of everything this fall. Do I think UGA will win against the Horns? I think it's going to be a good game. And UGA in Georgia absolutely has going to have a little bit of that edge. Let's see how Georgia looks down the stretch, though. I think Manning just looked tentative. I don't think Manning looked scared. I think he just looked tentative. I think they were really trying to keep him from making mistakes. And they just got to take the reins off a little bit and let that guy loose. Astros, what do we got? What do you got? Astros, Texans, Aggies, Cougars, Rockets. Man, you're the perfect opposition piece to have, Dom. You're the perfect oppositional force to have on our podcast, man. You got to come back for more. Literally the exact opposite, pretty much every single team, but I love it, man. I'm being dead serious. I'm definitely not one of those guys that shies away from fans of the other team coming and hanging out. I love it. I mean, it's why I started this show. I want opposing viewpoints in the mix. Some people are just trolling, and I get it. But I love having people from the other squad stepping in. Ohio State still can't beat Michigan. Yeah, what's Ryan Day going to do if they lose again, man? What is he going to do? One of my best friends gave me this hat. A lot of people give me crap about this hat, especially now that the Horns moved to the SEC, but I think the real ones know. And, of course, you got the Texas flag on the side. Love this hat. One of my best friends gave me this a while back, but one of my favorites to wear. You pretty much see it all season long. A lot of people love seeing Texas lose. A lot of people see that. Horns all day. Lolo, appreciate you. Hook 'em. What else we got? I'm about to close up shop. By the way, we'll be back on live for all of y'all that are big-time football fans. We'll be back on later tonight. We'll be doing a Texas Rangers live show. Will we maybe talk a little football during the show? Probably. But just so you're not too thrown off, you'll see me back a little while. Let's see. Game is at 9 p.m. tonight. My goodness. So we're going to be doing some late-night baseball talk. But I'm sure college football will come up naturally. Always does. So, look, if you like baseball and you're available, you're free late night, we'll be on probably, let's see, forget what time it was last show. It was probably like pretty close to 11 o'clock Central Standard Time. It was late. Rangers are playing out in Sacramento this weekend. So, late night baseball. It was a good close game, James. Appreciate it, man. What else we got? What else? Tough loss, but hook 'em, ride or die. Gil, I'm with you 1,000,000% on that one, brother. Mark, that's pretty funny, man. Look, you don't know how many times when I'm doing the live show, I have to like stop myself and not say Indians. It's just so ingrained. I know it's starts getting a little political, but I kind of hope that they one day will go back to it. I don't know that they will, just because of all of the branding and licensing and all of that. It's hard when you do a total logo brand change like that, but I really felt like changing it to the Indians was a weird move, or changing it from the Indians, I should say. Bama's going to be the other Boise State this weekend. We'll see. I'm excited to watch the rest of the weekend, that's for sure. All right, y'all. We got people slowly filing out, and we are going to do the same thing eventually here. Look, we'll be back later tonight talking baseball, talking Texas Rangers. I'm sure football will come up at some point. Just want to say appreciate all y'all hanging out. If you're not following yet on TikTok, hit that follow button, man. We do this every Saturday. We will do every Sunday, talking Cowboys, talking NFL. And as the baseball season comes to a close after every Rangers game, we do a live show as well. So we're live all the time. Definitely would love to have that follow so you can stay up to date with all of the content that we put out there, our shorts, our reels, TikToks, our lives, all that good stuff. We don't take any support for granted. Thank you to all y'all that have liked the show, that have commented. Did we make it to 10K on TikTok? We're pretty close. Wow. 8,900, not bad. We got pretty close to 10K. That's good. Hey, good game, Garrett. Appreciate you. Like I said, I always say it. You don't like the Rangers, you don't like the Longhorns, you don't like the Cowboys. Perfect show for you. Come in and talk some trash, hang out, have some fun. What else? Good stuff, man. Mike, good game. Good game. We'll be back next week, and I'll probably have some Horns content out during the week for all y'all. Some reels, some shorts. We'll make it happen. Maybe at least a couple of them. And then our next live will be next weekend when the Longhorns take on the San Jose State Spartans. Hopefully it can go a little bit better than it did today. 10-2 finish, I'll take that. Julian, I agree with you 100%. Thoughts on Arch's performance? Uneven. First half was not great, but then again, they really had the play calling dialed way down for him. I thought when he started really just letting it rip, and they opened up the offense a little bit more in the second half when they were behind, I thought you started to see some of the reasons why Arch is getting as much coverage as he is. Appreciate all you guys. I thought Arch was the answer. There's still time for him to be, but this was not a great game for Texas offensively. A lot of places to go. When you start off with an L, you got pretty much only up to go after that. And look, you're only one score away from beating the best defense in the country in their own backyard. I'll take it. Appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. We are going to be back a little bit later tonight. You guys have a blessed rest of your Saturday afternoon. Enjoy some more college football. Come hang out late night tonight. 9 p.m. Texas time start for the Rangers. We'll be live probably around 11 p.m. breaking down the Texas Rangers game against the Athletics. And then beyond that, we'll have some content out to you here and there throughout the rest of the week. Hope you guys have a great Labor Day weekend. And as I always say, send every Longhorn show. God bless and hook 'em.